Welcome back to the Center Podcast. I got my co-host, Mark.
Hello.
I'm Victor. How's everybody doing today?
I'm good.
Good, Mark. There you go. We're getting it. How you feeling? What's new?
I'm feeling good. I mean, we were here about 5 minutes ago.
Okay, though.
And I'm feeling great.
Maybe things changed between the last episode and this one. Maybe something happened.
Nah, I just we were trying to figure out for you guys to know. We were trying to figure out kind of stuff to talk about just to make sure, we always do have something to talk about. We just want to make sure we have other stuff if we ever hit a wall or something. But I was telling Victor that I was scrolling through and I saw one thing that was just random, and it was a study, or not really a study, just something that came up, and I found out that they were saying that scientists, whatever, had found out that hermit crabs are sexually attracted to certain pollution in the ocean.
What does that mean, though?
I don't know what that means. Like, what does that do for us? I don't know. What does it do for them? I don't know.
Are they trying to say, we can, get horny hermit crabs to clean up the ocean?
Maybe, I guess.
I guess that's what it's getting to?
Maybe. But that's the thing. What... In my head, I'm just thinking, what are the different types of pollution, what is it? Is it, oil in there? And you're like, oh, it's and they're, just food. I don't know,
plastic straws.
Yeah. I don't know what's, the big deal with it. Not the big deal. What's the, catch for everything? But, again, I don't know.
How do you even find that out?
That's what I'm saying.
You just, zoom in and just see, a little hermit crab boner just poking out. Do they even have penises?
I don't know.
Or vaginas?
I don't even know how they really get created,
They just be
obviously,
in cages.
Eggs, I guess. But
they just be in cages with little SpongeBob designs on their shell down the shore or on boardwalks. That's where they come from.
Bro, that's literally where I think they come from.
Yeah, they're just made in those stores like that in the factory.
Hermit crabs are so cool, but they're just they're so... Not that they're needy, but it's the idea that because it's not a house pet, like a dog or anything like that, or even a fish, you would kind of know and be able to see. Hermit crabs just low-key just sit there, and they don't move when you want to look at them. They just sit there. So you just be not knowing what's going on a lot of times.
Yeah. Don't they stink? I've heard they stink. I've never bought one or anything.
They
just be giving them things away. They just be buy the shell, you get 8 hermit crabs free.
Yeah.
That's you ever see the signs on them things? I'm how are you making money on this?
Yeah, and I've had some, but it's not really that they stink. It's just the idea that you got to constantly clean the tank kind of. It's just
their shit stinks.
I guess, yeah. You
just gotta waste.
You just gotta clean it and make sure that it's good. But they're very simple, You get just one spot for water, a little spot for food, and they just kind of just be chilling there. That's a little weird.
I don't know how to. It seems like they're not low maintenance, but they are low maintenance. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, as hermit crabs, but again, I was so young when I got them, and it was kind of my responsibility. And when I was younger, it was the idea that I would go from my dad's house every other week or whatever. So I don't think my dad really gave a shit.
Yeah,
so when I came back, I'm the motherfuckers were dead probably. Yeah. So that's kind of how it was. But yeah, hermit crabs, man. Yeah.
So the hermit crabs are going to save the environment as well?
I hope so. Bro, if that's the case, I will buy hermit crabs all the time.
Yeah, just free, buy them all and just throw them in the ocean.
Exactly.
Go get horny. Go
do your thing.
Yeah. Go hump some straws.
Be free. All right. That would be awesome. Hermit crabs will save the universe. The world. I'm going too crazy there. They'll save the world.
So these are the true villains, the people that are capturing them and putting them in them cages. You gotta let them go and put them out there and let them save all that plastic and shit. So all these people are trying to make money by selling their cages and their shells to little kids on the boardwalk.
And they're not telling us the
Get rid of them. Cancel those people.
They're not telling us the real story.
Let's go. Let's set up a fund to GoFundMe. Get the money together. Buy all the hermit crabs. Throw them in the ocean. Let them get freaky. And let them save the world.
Horny for hermit crabs. That's where.
Oh my God, Mark.
Horny.
Somebody get on this.
Horny for hermit crabs.
Somebody write this down.
I'm what would sound right? I'm hermit crabs with an H, and so is horny. So I'm horny for hermit crabs.
Horny.
Horny. That word is so weird to be saying all the time.
I was going to say hermits for hospitality. Horny hermits for hospitality. Horny hermits for Horny Hermits for Humanity. Oh my God. Let's go. That's what I was looking for, not hospitality. Horny Hermits for Humanity.
Wow.
That's fucking good.
That's amazing.
Let's put that on a fucking t-shirt. That's the next merch drop.
Yeah.
Horny Hermits for Humanity.
Yeah.
Hot.
You just gotta say it really fast. $1 million idea right there.
Oh my God, that's too good.
We're gonna see that walking out of here.
Yeah, somebody walking past right now is like, gotta hurry up. Get that started. But no, on a serious note, something that we had mentioned there that we realized we didn't talk about in the last episode. 2 things. I thought that shut off. I don't know why. One, condolences to each of these areas, but one, the whole thing with Afghanistan and like, was it the Taliban? Am I correct? Taliban and all that stuff going on. Just, I'm be honest, I don't know all the certain politics and all specific things. All I know is that people are in danger and things are going well and people's well-beings are at risk. So I just want to send my condolences to those over there and anybody who's helping out. And I'm sure there are, I'll find links or anything and post them in the description if you guys want to be able to help with that or read up more on that. As well as in Haiti, not that far off from where our families are from in Puerto Rico, attached to the Dominican Republic. Haiti has got into another earthquake. I remember even us growing up in like middle school, we would hear like crazy, like they were just getting hit nonstop by earthquakes.
It's insane.
And like the Red Cross and shit, like it was just crazy. Like it was insane. Like I think that one was worse than the one that they got now. Okay. I think it might have been stronger back then, but this is like a 7.6, which I think on the Richter scale is like out of 10 or 12. Okay. So it's on the higher half. Yeah. The biggest one in history I think is like a 9. So that just gives you like
how close
perspective.
Yeah.
And I think 12 would like split the earth. Like that's like how extreme that is. So like that just like I've heard like we would literally be dead if it got up to 12, like the entire earth.
Shit. Yeah.
But condolences to, I know Haiti feels like they can't catch a break similar to like Puerto Rico with like hurricanes and shit. A lot of
that stuff is just around the area. It just sucks.
Yeah, it's just their location on like where the plates are and just how shit. Like, same thing with like California. Like they get smaller shit all the time. It's just because of where their state lies, like on the plates and shit. I haven't been in middle school for quite some time, so I don't remember all the specifics. Tectonic plates, yes.
Yeah.
That. But in all seriousness, prayers to y'all. Again, I'll post links for people to donate, see what exactly it is. And if you want to educate yourself on it, you can go do that. And I mean, even though that stuff is going on in Afghanistan, there's also like implications for other nations as well, like what that shit means exactly. I believe it was I could be wrong, but it was, I believe the UK, they just rejected like any refugees coming over from them, like from their, of what's going on over there. I believe the US, we were supposed to be pulling out, or if we haven't already, are in the process of pulling out of Afghanistan for the first time since like 9/11. Yeah. And now this comes up, and I think they're still like, there's a whole other thing. We'll get into that in a second. But from what I saw, like Biden talking about, he was like, that's still in place, that like, we're going to give soldiers the option if they want to stay or go. So I don't know how much truth is in that or what exactly that means. Yeah. But listen to that man talk. I don't know if he's old or he's an idiot, but one of the two. It was pissing me off listening to him talk about this stuff because it was just like, damn, bro.
It just doesn't seem like he's like giving anything that actually is like making sense.
Yeah, he was just being a politician, dodging shit.
Yeah,
because it's like, you fucked up.
Yeah.
And again, as people who probably come on here and be like, oh, y'all used to like say like that y'all wanted him in. It's just we wanted Trump out, one.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I'm not above talking or like keeping the president like holding him accountable. So there's that, which is something that some other people who support other candidates can't really do. They just be all the way like he don't do wrong or she don't do wrong.
Yeah, just because we want somebody to be in a certain position or think someone should be there instead of somebody else doesn't mean that we think that
everything they do is perfect.
Yeah, everything is perfect, or they shouldn't be held accountable, like you said, for what they do. Like, they still have to be responsible. It's not like I'm saying, oh, Victor Trump should be president, and then I'm like, he goes and just starts doing whatever, and I'm just like, oh, all right,
bro, like,
that's cool. Like, like, I'm not going to be like,
you might want to reevaluate.
Exactly. Like, it's the same thing.
So listening to that man talk, they were just like, it was, I think ABC, they had an interview with him, like, after shit went down. I'm sorry, give me a second. And he was asking him, he was just like, or George Stephanopoulos, or whatever the fuck is it? Some crazy ass thing. He usually be doing like the Olympics and shit. But he was just like, yo, like, I spoke to you last week and you literally, or you said to some other news outlet that like a takeover from the Taliban was like literally like impossible. Like, it's not happening. And now it happened a week from that. Like, what happened? And he's just like, well, I didn't say this and that, but this and that and this and the other thing. And it's just like, yo, like, you just went so off topic. You didn't answer the question.
Yeah.
Like, you seem so lost right now. Why did nobody give you like a proper, like, hey, like, just jump to this as your answer?
Yeah, and it's because since he's not over there or he's not seeing or experiencing anything like that, he feels like obviously it's like, oh, like, I don't have to, like, you know, give any, like, really real explanation.
Yeah.
It's just,
I was listening.
What happened?
I was like, the TV was just on in the background, and I heard the question, and I listened to the answer. I'm like, you know what? Let me see what the fuck you got to say. And he just rammed it off, and he finished, and I was like, what?
Yeah,
you didn't say anything. You just spoke. You didn't say anything.
You can hear bullshit, and it's just like
I smell that shit from
and you're just like
miles away.
Like from anybody. It doesn't matter what the subject's on. When you just hear and just can like hear somebody just talk, and you're just like, wait. Was there an answer? There's
a lack of confidence there where you know you're getting bullshitted.
Yeah.
Where they're not like just saying what they mean and they just dancing around and dragging and just speaking for a while. They're basically speaking for long enough so you forget what the fuck the question was.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and just
what did you just say?
And just saying enough so that it feels like you might have gotten an answer, but not really. It's just like, oh, okay. I
can't take that. If I was a Republican, like, yo, yes or no? Like, don't do that to me.
Not what I asked at all.
I'm an adult. Tell me the answer. Like,
exactly.
If you don't know, just say you don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all that fear, you know. People don't want to see someone like him in a status of, you know, being like, oh, like, wait, what? You didn't know this was happening? You didn't want to do anything? Or, oh, you don't know? Like, how are you a president and not know? You know, it's that whole fear.
And they did a close-up. Dude, he looks so old. The only thing to say about him is makeup, but he looks so old. His hair, I feel like, got farther back, like, instantly. Like, I don't know what happened. But
that year, that one.
Yeah, I don't know. He just is. You can tell it's just a lot of makeup keeping him up there. Because otherwise, people be like, "Yo, he looks like he's about to shit." But yeah, this shit. I don't know, man. I don't know what's this whole thing of trying to fake it. Like everybody's caught on. Mm-hmm. Since the last presidency, everybody knows that we don't know what the fuck. Like those people don't know what the fuck they're doing up there, and they keep trying to like act like they are. And it only further makes it seem like y'all don't know what the fuck we're doing. Everybody's caught on. Mm-hmm. Like, we have internet now, and people are, like, leaking docs, and people are digging deeper. And, like, we know a lot more than we used to. And then we're connected to other countries as well. So, like, say if you the only way to do is to mute media, like some countries do, where it's just, like, you don't see certain things. But if we have communication with somebody who lives in, like, London, and they're just like, no, like, that's not the case. Like, this is what they're saying over here. It catches on quick.
What
like,
are you gonna say?
Yeah, like, so it's just not the same anymore. Where somebody just lives in one town and all they know is the newspaper, and they're able to just control what's put on the newspaper. So that's what you know. Exactly. It's in a different world now. So stop trying to bullshit us and just tell us that you know or don't know or what the fuck's going on. Or if you can only tell us a certain amount so we don't shit ourselves, that's fine too. But give us, like, don't bullshit us.
Yeah. What sucks is the idea that, like,
I'd rather him be like, you don't want to know. Yeah. You don't trust me. You don't want to know.
Yeah. I think what really is annoying and sucks is the idea that, like, other countries probably look at us and see what we have as far as, like, a leader. And it's like, this is the type of stuff we, like, kind of do.
Probably. 100% they look at it. Everybody all the time is, yo, like, that's a shit show.
Yeah.
It's the ghetto.
Basically.
It's just not.
We're the ghetto of the world.
Like, we're the Florida of the world.
Because, like, there's ghetto at every country, every city, everywhere you go, there's always the ghetto. And I feel like as the capacity of the world, the U.S. is that.
We're a developing country with a Gucci belt on.
Exactly. Yeah, basically.
It's all it is.
So, it sucks, honestly. Like, we can just do so much better, but we're just so far in debt.
We're so far behind in so many other ways. Yeah. But what we say we're in debt, but where does all this other money come from?
We're still borrowing.
We just keep pulling this shit out of our ass. That it's like, how you don't have money for this, but you got money for this all of a sudden. Yeah. It's like, oh, we need $10 billion for something that could really, 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 really help people. It's like, we don't got it. Like, we tight right now. I'm sorry. It's like when somebody like when you when you let somebody borrow money and they're like, oh, like I got you like in a month, and you see them spending money on bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well, where my $100 that I gave you?
Oh, bro.
Bro, I'm tight right now. I got you in a month.
Tight.
And then you see them at a club again, and they buying the PS5 and doing all this other shit.
Bro, I think all the ones you threw was the money you could give me.
Yeah, like who I gotta hit up?
Exactly.
I gotta hit up Diamond. Diamond got my money. Foxy, she got my money. Sure. Peaches got my $100 because you wanted to throw it at her.
Peaches, bro. Exactly, Peaches.
Like, come on now.
Oh, man.
That's what the U.S. is right now. Like, China just like, damn, bro. Like, I just gave you another $1 trillion last month. What the fuck are you doing?
Exactly.
Guns. Why are you spending on guns? Your kids need school. Poor people got money. You got veterans in the street that need jobs. Exactly. You got people who need health care. Like,
China, they're just like, well, we can make this shit in about half a year back.
Yeah.
Y'all, it takes y'all a century.
Y'all, like, why'd you keep, like, whose idea was it to keep fucking borrowing?
I don't know. It was again, it all happens when it's fucking war and all that shit that ends up making this shit start.
That's the Afghanistan shit.
Yeah.
Being in countries that we got no business being in. They was paying credit cards off with other credit cards. Like, they were just fucking around. Like,
yeah. Sucks.
Just annoying. But yeah, I don't know. Everybody, like, literally everybody knows, like, y'all just fucking idiots up there. And somehow y'all still just just still have these positions. I don't know, man.
It's just gonna keep going, you know. I mean, like, I hope it doesn't, but it's really hard to kind of like reset, you know.
And I love when like shit that we've talked about on here comes like in the like we said shit like months ago in the episode, and it comes out months later like, oh, like it's like it's exactly what we were saying.
Yeah.
It's just like we said it a while ago. It was like, yo, like the U.S. just needs a break. Like we need to stop fucking with other people, focus on ourselves, not going into other countries, and like, yo, just focus on here. Our roads are fucked up. Hit like 30 bumps on the way here. Schools that got books from like 1960. Y'all trying to say that like there's certain textbooks that like they trying to say that the South was right and that slavery was cool and like that none of that shit really happened and that like Abe Lincoln was a good guy and like all this other shit that just is not the case. And y'all still got white Jesuses and fucking religion books when we know that's not that's just don't make sense at all. How you in fucking Africa and you pale? That's just not like how our body works. Everybody got at least a medium tan over there.
Yeah, that's how it started.
Explain that. So many shit that needs to be fixed, but everyone's like, don't let the gays do this.
Right.
Don't worry about COVID. It's fake. Take these 3 vaccines. Sasquatches. I don't know. I'm just coming up with shit. Focus on all this other shit. Yeah. Stimuli. You're getting all these stimuli. Just don't worry. We got the stimuli.
Let's distract you with other shit. And let's hope that y'all are okay with it.
Fucking Tesla got robots coming out. Will Smith got to fight them. What are we going to do? We're going to turn into I Am Legend, bro. I can't do that to Zoe.
What you mean? No, that's zombies. That's different.
COVID, bro.
Oh, sure. But then we'll have the robots that once.
But then who's going to fight the robots?
Will Smith.
But what if happens that he can't do everything? He's in.
Bro, we just get all. He's busy. We get all the stars of every action movie to just save us. We got Will Smith, Tom Cruise. We got Vin Diesel.
Okay, family.
Exactly.
I feel a little bit better now.
That's a big one right there. You know, that's a big one.
Sylvester Stallone, his old ass.
Yeah, exactly. He'll somehow pull it with The Rock.
Of course, he's doing Disney movies now.
Exactly. We'll get all the Marvel characters.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we'll get Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Pratt, all the Chris's. Robert Downey Jr., fucking Mark Ruffalo. We got it.
Yeah. We got to get some, what's her name? ScarJo.
Yeah,
get her
Scarlett
in there.
Johansson. It's okay. We'll get everybody.
I don't know, man.
Hopefully Jeff and fucking Elon come together. We'll be fine.
Amazon man, bro. See, exactly. We calling this
just
shit.
Get the smiley face. Get the smiley
face. Express delivery, Prime.
Exactly. Or he just won't help at all. And he'll just be him and Elon be in the moon. Damn, they look that's crazy. Couldn't be us.
That's crazy. I'll be safe though. Come on, H2A1A1 ampersand schwa.
Exactly.
At symbol 36.
Exactly.
Come on, let's go. Come on, Grimes.
And then we're just there. But that robot's kind of crazy though.
It looked like all sleek and shit. Is that like Bill or is that like
I don't know if that's probably just like a design.
Yeah, like somebody made like
from editing and stuff like that.
A model.
But I could believe it could look like that. But
it's all like iRobot. It's all sleek and iRobot-esque. It got a screen.
But you know, like only like obviously at the time the richer people will get it. So they gonna take care of it, I guess.
But bro, like I don't like out of all the something happened.
No, I just wanted to make sure it's still recording. Yeah.
Out of all the shit that's like all conspiracies and like all this shit that be going on, the robot one really like that's one that I'm genuinely like scared of. The fuck? I forgot that my phone was connected to the. Are you okay?
Bro, that's the robots.
Yeah, they
that's
said.
The robots calling.
They said, stop fucking talking. They said, I'm going to kill you.
We are watching you, and then the camera just.
Yeah. But what was I saying? Yeah, like the robot theory of like taking that shit really scared me.
At first, I didn't really pay any mind to it because at the time it was like we didn't really have anything.
We felt so far off.
The only thing we had was phones, especially Siri. Like that was like probably the most biggest game changer as far as like, you know, actually having artificial intelligence, you know, being able to hear us, listen to us, talk to us, respond. Like, yeah. And now with that, it's like we can only do but so much as to like control it. Like, and if we just go and try to think, oh, let's try to make a robot do every single thing a human can and probably go even further beyond, that's where we start to think like
if it's self-preserve, I don't know what the right word is, but like where it can make processing by itself and do it like where it's all knowing, not all knowing, but I forget the word.
Yeah, I know.
Where they can just like
where it doesn't need help at all.
Yeah, like it can update itself and they can fix each other and like do all like that's when it gets too far. Because we have like right now where you could do face detection, voice detection, thumbprints, it's controlling homes, and then they're gonna have it's already coming to the point once it's good enough, it's gonna be like robot butler type shit. Like that's what it's gonna come to. Yeah, like they're gonna be fighting wars and shit for us, and like I don't know, bro. Like I really see that shit being real. Like you've seen the one robot that like can run.
Yeah.
Like that, like that's pretty close. Like it's gonna get to the point where they're gonna be able to figure out how like it can balance itself, and it'll be like moving like us.
Yeah, kind of like being able to be more flexible and stuff like that.
We might not see any of this stuff, but like towards the end of our lifetime, it's gonna be like I feel like it'll be close to that.
Yeah.
Or like shit we seen in like advanced warfare, like where people have like bionic arms and shit
like that. Yeah, that shit's honestly crazy. What's more scary is the idea that like obviously media over here is so much more accessible and free. Like you can see everything. Like the fact that we honestly get news that there's actually a freaking robot being made is insane. But over in places maybe like China where it's a lot censored, they probably have that shit already going too. And to think that other countries are making other versions and stuff like that, like that shit's already happening like everywhere. Yeah, we just think because it's over here and we hear everybody, we're like, oh, we're gonna be the first to have robots. Like, bro,
they got that shit.
Like other countries already have probably that shit. Or
there's an Iron Man somewhere underneath.
Exactly, and it's just crazy to think that like, you know, all that shit at one point is going to be used, you know, against either each other or just for some type of use. You know, I'm hoping it's not in a sense of violence, you know.
But it is though. Like where there's humans, there's gonna be evil, basically. Yeah. Because there's greed and, you know, people have their own views and it's like even with even with like people say now it's like, oh, like one day we're gonna be at some point where like everybody's gonna be the same race and everybody's gonna look the same and like everybody's gonna be mixed basically, so it's not gonna matter. Even when that time comes, because I'm sure it's going to happen one day, people will still find a way to divide themselves.
Yeah.
Like whether
it's not skin color, it's
money or religion or politics. Like somebody's going to find like, oh, you're on this side and I'm on this side. And there's always going to be that thing. So like with the robot thing, I forgot where I was going with this. Just people are evil. Yeah. But the robot thing with other two is like from that, I forgot what campaign it was from Call of Duty. They like kind of slipped this in there where they were, I think it was Advanced Warfare, where they talked about like they were debating like athletes like having like bionic legs and whether or not it's an advantage or like superhumans because they put like some people will purposely like replace parts of their body with like machinery just to preserve, I guess, all that. which is kind of crazy because maybe somebody doesn't want to get physically old.
Yeah.
And they just want to like replace all that stuff so they can still move but have like their brain.
Their brain still, yeah.
I don't think that's just that far off. Like we will probably be dead by the time that stuff comes out.
Sure.
But like that next, like right after, I feel like it's right there.
Yeah.
And we could be so wrong because like in 2000 they were like, oh, we're gonna have flying cars and like, which we kind of.
We were supposed to have it, I think, we weren't. I'm not saying we were supposed to,
but like they said it.
2014, something like that. You know,
they said it was supposed to be a thing by then.
Yeah.
Which I mean, they're talking about like water cars and like self-driving cars and all that stuff. Like that's another thing too, self-driving cars.
That's Tesla.
Yeah, but like that's gonna get weird too because I had a class about this where I think I brought it up before, where they're like people are like, oh, I don't trust it because it's like a new thing, but eventually like it's gonna get priced out to where like everybody is by force gonna have to like be in self-driving cars because like with insurance and shit, like in terms of the whole thing with insurance is like it's based off of like risk. So like if you get into a lot of accidents, it's more expensive for you, and there's more risk attacked to you. So somebody who's like in a self-driving car compared to a person like you driving a regular car, there's less risk attached to them, so it'll be cheaper for them. And there we're talking about like they could easily just like price gouge you out of driving your car by like saying you're much more risk, so they're going to charge you crazy amounts to the point where it just doesn't make sense for you to drive that type of car anymore, and you just get in a self-driving car to save money.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing that's crazy to me. But
so many things this world is going to come to.
That shit, I don't like it. I don't like it.
I
just want to keep things the same.
This is how you can tell we're getting older.
I mean, I'm open to it, but it's just like,
yeah.
I just don't like the evil part out of it. Like the robot thing is going to get used for bad. Like it's going to become the thing where like, it's going to be used for war and people are going to like atomic bombs aren't even going to be the worry anymore. It's going to be like drones and shit. They could probably fly in and just like wipe out like civilians and shit. Like it's going to get so advanced, like to where,
I mean, if you think about it though, like this is probably like the same aspect of how like our parents were and stuff like that when as far as like internet was coming out. So it's like their idea and their thinking process kind of like the same as how ours is, you know, like now.
Yeah, but but
crazy.
Until they got big, like there was a point in time where people just thought it was like something like not like they didn't think it was going to catch on from what I would hear. But like people with the internet, they didn't think it was going to be that big because at first it was just for school. Yeah. Like at first it was just like 6 colleges that used it to transfer information throughout the country in the U.S. And then it just expanded to what it is now. But I agree. Like I know we would like to think like, oh, we're not going to be as close-minded. But when it gets to the point where like, oh, like your daughter wants to marry a robot. And we're just going to be like, what? Like, why? And then, and to them, it's going to be like, yo, like it's the norm now. Like, why are you being weird? Like it just happens. But to us, we're like, yo, that's not how shit goes.
That's not how it was before.
So to us, like we're gonna seem off as close minded, like yo, like there's no like even like not to make it weird, but like with gay marriage, like to us we grew up and it's like yo, like why are you being so weird about it? Like that's just what happens. Like but to them it was like oh that's not what I grew up in. So that same thing with like a robot, we're gonna be like so like close minded and old because we don't want to. It might not be that specifically, but something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that's not. And then we're gonna be like robot phobic, more older,
phobic,
because like we didn't want our daughter to get married to like X9 Xenon.
Yeah.
Or like aliens, maybe. Who knows?
It is.
But again, I don't see this happening in our lifetime. It's just gonna be beyond us. But
yeah, for sure. Sucks because I would love to see it. Like I would love to just be a spectator, not even like live in it, just be a spectator and see how it just kind of goes.
Who knows how medicine goes like in the future though? Because real shit like
living to them 300.
Like people like 30-year-olds now look way younger than like 30-year-olds at a certain like previous time. People are living longer. I feel like ages like 60, 70 and shit like that, 80 are like a lot younger than what it used to be. Yeah, like the people at those ages now do a lot more than it used to be like back then. And our generation is expected to work beyond to like 60s, 70s because of how we're fucked with like Social Security and stuff like that. But that's another depressing conversation for another day. So yeah, like those ages aren't as old as you would think to be anymore. Even us now, with us being our 20s, like think about this. So like when our parents were like in their 20s, they already had, most of them probably had kids, houses, different shit like that. Now there's people almost in their 30s that are like just moving out of their parents' house.
Yeah.
So like age is so different now. Like you could
Yes.
today you could be 30, not married, and be like, oh, like you're good, you're still
fine,
young, you can have kids, get married,
it's
do all
fine.
that shit. Back then, you're just like, oh, you're 30, bro. You're basically dying.
Yeah, you're basically.
Why aren't you married
wasting
or
your
have a child
time.
or have a
Yeah,
career?
You're not doing anything.
So the whole aspect of age is so much different now.
Mm.
So we could be like 150. Like somebody in our life, like we're gonna know somebody in the world who's lived to like 150 when we're old.
Oh, for sure.
Just because of medicine. Well, there's that one Rockefeller dude who has like 8 heart surgeries.
Yeah.
I think he passed away. Like I was about to say finally, but I had to stop myself. But like,
I think you finally got rid of him.
or he might. I don't know. Maybe he's still alive, but I don't know. You get what I'm saying.
That's crazy. It'll happen.
Sad. But I don't know if you have anything left to say before you get out of here.
Make sure y'all get that merch.
I mean, yeah, we didn't talk about it this episode.
No,
but
yeah. Like you said, get the merch. But no. The world is going through some shit like it always is. It's just wishful thinking, but world peace would be amazing.
Yeah.
But, as far as at this moment, it's just not happening. But let's try to make this world a better place. That's all I can say.
Be kind to one another. Now sound like Jerry. What was it Jerry Springer that says that shit?
Yeah.
After he just had like people sock each other because of their pregnant boyfriend or some shit. Pregnant boyfriend.
Boyfriend.
You get my point.
Who knows?
Yeah. You're right. But yeah. Seriously, be nice to each other.
Oh yeah.
Appreciate you guys for showing love. We love you guys. See you next week. Bye.